Hi, it's Mary. Welcome to the Paper Turtle. I hope I've got this camera positioned right. I don't want to mess with it because I was just messing with it and trying to get it right, and for some reason it just seems, I don't know, it's like in a different spot than I usually have it, and it's, I don't know. I hope it's okay. Anyway, um welcome to the Paper Turtle. I am today going to make a journal from the beginning. I have been kind of in a little bit of a creative slump lately. I've been sick. My husband and I have both been sick, and so I have had no motivation and no um, desire to do anything. But today I'm feeling pretty good, and I came in and I looked at my clean desk and I said, okay, what am I going to do to mess up my desk today? And I decided that I need a new sample swap Happy Mail book. This is the one that I have been using, and as you can see, it's chunky, it's full. My regret with this book is that I used this cover. I like the cover, and I think that it's very pretty, but it has no spine. It was one of those folio folder thingies, and I had thought it would make a great journal cover, which it does make a great journal cover, but not for a big, huge, chunky journal like this ended up being. It needed a spine. So I am, it's full for me. I'm going to make a new one and start with 2022 in a new one. So this is going to be put aside. I love this book. I love all the wonderful stuff that's in here, things that people have sent me, new things that I've tried, and the notes that I made to myself about them, and just this is fun. It's a fun journal just to look through and look at all the stuff that's in it. There's room for more, but it is what it is, and it's time for a new one. I'll keep looking at that one though. That's because that's got a lot of inspiration in it, a lot of fun stuff. So what I'm going to use today is this book cover. This is a book that I already took all the pages out of. I don't know what happened to the pages. It's like a calendar book, a birthday book, you know, to put your dates in and stuff. And I guess I set the pages aside to use as journal pages. Maybe I already cut them all up. I don't know. But anyway, this has been in my little basket of potential journal covers for a while. I like the size of it. I like the colors. I think it'll be fun. So that's what I'm starting with. If you are new to journal making, this will be a good video for you to watch to see how to make a journal. I think it's pretty simple. I think that this is definitely something that anybody can do. If you haven't made a journal yet, jump in and do it. It's really easy. And they're so much fun. This journal is going to be very bright, very colorful, and I'm looking forward to playing in it and working in it. So the first thing I'm going to do, here's my book. I'm going to take this spine out because I'm going to put in a wider spine because I have learned my lesson. I need wide spines because my journals get very, very chunky. Now, as you can see, it's already pretty much done. I don't know why I didn't just, oh, look at that. I don't even need my knife. I don't know why I didn't finish taking it apart when I started it, but so I've cut the pages out of it already, and I'm just taking the spine off. And really, there's not much more that I need to do with that. Just take these loose bits and pieces off. I didn't even need my knife. All right. Put that away before I hurt myself. Okay, so, all right, I keep moving my mat around, which I have marked off so I know where to stay in camera. I have got my magnetic ruler on the bottom here and a piece of washi tape at the top, and in between is in camera view. But I keep moving my mat, so it's probably moving out of camera view, and I'm so sorry. I'm just not very good at staying in camera, but I'm trying. You'd think after all of these videos that I've done that I could stay in camera now. All right, this is going to be my spine. I have these two pieces of cardboard that I pulled out of my cardboard stash, and they just happen to be the exact size that I need. Look at that. I lucked out. I have two of them because I want this spine to be the thickness of the cover. So I have two pieces of cardboard that I'm going to glue together. They're, you know, a little bit flimsy, so gluing them together will give me a nice sturdy spine. So I'm going to do that right now. And it doesn't matter what glue you use to do this, because it's all going to be connected in other ways. This is really just to hold these two pieces together. Your signatures are going to be sewn into this. I'm going to have fabric covering it. It's going to be well put together, so it's not going to fall apart. And I apologize in advance for clearing my throat. Like I said, I'm getting over being sick. I believe it was COVID. I don't get tested. I've had it before. There's nothing they can do for you, so there's no point in getting myself tested. And I just need to take my vitamins and ride it on out, which is what I've done. There. So there's a nice sturdy spine. And if you're curious, this spine is 2.5 inches wide. And my book, it measures 9.5 inches high by 7.5 inches this way. So that's a good size book. I didn't want a great big huge one like the one, my 2022 journal. You want to see how big that one is? It's huge, which I like, because then I can put like all kinds of things in here. I like to put a lot of pictures, almost like a scrapbook. So I like the big size for that journal, but I didn't feel as though I needed it for this one. Okay, so my next step, I want to cover these end pages here. I'm going to set that aside, and I've picked out these two pieces of scrapbook paper, and this is from, hold on, I'm getting it for you. This is from the Bo Bunny Time and Place collection, and it's made so that you can make a calendar. So every month of the year has a set of pages. It's got like kind of like a solid page, and then, all right, so here's July. So there's this page with the calendar that you can make and cut apart things around it. And then there's a solid piece, kind of solid, kind of tone on tone. It's got a little pattern in the background. And the other piece I've already used. There's two for each month. 2 sets for each month, so you could potentially make 2 calendars out of it. I'm trying to find a page. Well, this was February, and I picked it for the colors. Let's see, it says February, and then this was the kind of solid to go with it. So I'm going to do one on the front and one on the back. And like I said, this is going to be a very colorful journal, which I like. It makes me happy. So I want to cut this to 7 1/4 by 9 1/4. I believe that is 9 1/4. this is the front, right? Yep. I want this one in the front. 7 1/4 by 9 1/4. Let me see if I can get that right. I think I want this on there. So 7 1/4 by 9 1/4. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. This one. Let's see, 7 1/4. Nope, that's 7 1/2. Nine 1/4. These will be set aside. I will use those. This one, I think I wanted it like that. I need a paper towel. Do I have one right here? Oh, it's this one. Now, what you can do when you're trying to cover large areas like this is you want something that you can spread your glue with. I'm going to use a credit card or some kind of card. I don't know if it's a credit card. You know the fake credit card you get in the mail with the offers? That's what I use to spread. This one's AARP. Do you feel like I'm not quite ready for AARP? You know? I mean, I guess I'm of an age, but boy, in my mind, I'm not an AARP person. I don't need that. I'm not old enough for that in my mind. Maybe it's just I don't want to be. Now I could have, can't do it now, but I could have inked the edges of this paper, but I don't know. I didn't feel that it was necessary. There, so it's nice and smooth. There's no glue lumps under there. No glue oozing out on the sides. And that's beautiful. Now what some people do, which I'm not doing, I don't know. I just chose not to do it this time. But what you could do before you put this end paper on here is put like a ribbon or something behind to come out and be the tie when you're all done. I'm just not doing that on this one. That's the front. This will be the back. I'll do the same thing. Now, some books have really nice end papers on them. So if you're lucky enough to have a book with a really nice end paper on it that you like, that is nice and clean and pretty, you don't have to do this part. This has just a boring white end paper, and I want something bright and cheerful, so I'm covering it. Sometimes they're torn or they're dirty, or you know, they just kind of need to be covered. Or you might like the torn, dirty look because it it shows its age, or it shows how much the book was loved, or, you know, whatever your personal tastes and preferences are. So you don't have to do this part if you don't want to. But I'm choosing to simply because I want to. It's pretty easy, you know, when you have a nice, clean, square book that you just set it on there. Oh, look at all that glue. Oh my goodness, Mary. Ugh, gosh. Made a mess. So I'm just smoothing it all down, making sure that it all gets adhered nicely. Isn't that pretty? I love that paper. I love Bo Bunny. Bo Bunny is like, makes the prettiest paper. Yeah, that's just gorgeous. A little bit of glue here. Okay, so there is the front and the back of my book. All right, now the next step is going to be adhering the spine. It's going to go right there. So what we need is, I'm going to use fabric. You can use paper if you want, I guess. I just like using the fabric. I like the look of it. I like the different textures and stuff. So I have this piece that I really like. Boy, that's going to be very bright on there, isn't it? That's okay. That's what I wanted. I wanted brightness. All right. So I have to measure the width that I want this piece of fabric to be. And I want it to go a little bit over beyond the ends of the spine on each side. So I think I'm going to cut it 4 inches wide. I think that that would work very well. I'm going to need it to wrap around. So this is 9.5. So I need 19, let's say 20 inches. I hope there's 20 inches here. Yes, there is. Okay. So 4.5. I said 4.5, right? Did I say 4.5? No, 4. 4 by 20. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to measure the 20 inches first. That's 18, 19, 20. So right here, I know I'm off camera at the moment. I'm just measuring, and I just cut a little slit in the fabric and I'm tearing. And then 4 inches this way. It's going to be right there. And there's my spine cover. So it's going to go like that. But first, it's going to go this way. Move these things out of the way. So I'm going to lay my my fabric right here like this, right? I need more space. My spine is going to go right in the middle of it, And what's going to happen is I'm going to end up wrapping this around, and it will overlap like that. Now what I have to decide is, where do I want this piece to end up? And I think that I want it to end up on the bottom so that it will wrap like that. And it will end up with a little frayed edge on the bottom. I like that. Okay. So that's where it's going to go. So I just want to mark. I'm just making a little mark there so that I know where to lay this. So I'm going to put glue. Before I do that, I'm going to throw down so I don't get glue all over my mat. Throw down a piece of paper to work on. There we go. So I'm going to do a very similar thing. I'm just going to cover my spine here with glue. This bottle does not squeeze very easily. I really prefer the smaller bottles of glue. I picked this up, I think I got this at an estate sale, and it was full, and I paid like $1 for it. So who's going to argue with that, right? You see deals like that, you grab them and you figure out the logistics later. So again, I'm smoothing out the glue on here so that it's not lumpy. I put too much glue on. Don't do as I do, do as I say. My father used to tell me that when I was a kid all the time, because he'd like bark out orders or something, and then he'd do the opposite, and I'd call him on it and say, don't do as I do, do as I say. Okay. Wasn't setting a good example. All right, so I'm just putting it on my line right in the middle of the fabric. I'm going to turn it over to smooth it out. When you have folds or wrinkles, don't worry about it, because with this glue, you can just smooth them right out, just like that. You're just going to do it while the glue is still wet. So you can see, I don't have any seepage. Now, there's a little bit right there, but that's going to dry. And the fabric is nice and smooth. I talk about no seepage, and then all of a sudden I see all this seepage. But I'm not worried about it, because, like I said, it will dry clear, and if you can see it, you're not going to see it because nobody's going to look at it. The signatures are going to be right there. All right. Next step is going to be gluing your covers on. So here's my front cover, and that's going to go right there. And the back cover is going to go over here. I maybe should have made this just a little bit wider, but I think it's going to be okay. I'm not super worried about it. That's going to go right about to the edge of this here. So, more glue. I know, I seem a little awkward, don't I? I feel a little out of sorts today. I'm still like getting over this sickness thing. But I had to do something. I had to come in here and do something, because boy, it gets to you, you know, just sitting around all the time. Ugh. I wish I had a bigger camera area. All right, so I'm just going to set that right on there. You have to leave a little bit of space in between your spine and your book there, for allowing for it to close. Now, yeah, I should have made this just a little tiny bit wider. It's okay. I can live with this. It'll work. Don't like that lumpiness there. That's because I did not smooth off the edge of the book well enough. But again, I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to have some trim on the edge of there to cover that. So it'll work out just fine. And when you're making your journals, consider also like the use of your journal and how picky you want to be. This is for my own use. I'm not selling it. I'm not giving it away. It's just for me to use. So if it's not like absolutely perfect, I'm not gonna stress about it. If you're making a journal to sell, you really want to pay a little bit more attention to perfection, in my opinion. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take off a little bit of this. I think this has got too much stuff on it here. Yeah, so if you're selling your journals, and I feel even if I'm giving them away, I want a little bit more perfection. If it's just for me, it's not that big of a deal. This is what I should have done on the front of it, is make that nice and smooth, and I didn't do that. Can I take it off? Maybe I should take that off and try that again. Yep, I'm going to do that. And maybe you want perfection on your own journals too. That's okay too. Yeah, that needs to come off. I should have done that first. I didn't realize that it was so lumpy. So just smooth off the end of your cover like that. There, that's gonna fit much better. Okay. Sorry about that. I should have paid more attention to that. Now I'm just a gluey mess. All right, let me get another piece of paper. Oh boy, Mary. Here, this is the thing with and I like watching videos that are like real. You know what I mean? This is like real time. This is not staged. It's not everything is prepared and ready to go and done perfect and everything. This is like real crafting, because real crafting never goes 100% smoothly, does it? And so it's good to know that real crafting doesn't go 100% smoothly, because then, first of all, you can know that you are not perfect. You don't have to be perfect. And that if a mistake is made, or if you change your mind about something, there's always a way to fix it. Oh, that's so much better. That is so much better. Yes, smooth the ends of your book. There we go. Now that's not perfectly straight, but that's okay. I'm putting trim over that. I wish it was a little bit closer, but I'm just trying to pull this a little bit over, just a little bit more, to be a little bit closer to the spine. But yet you have to leave a little bit of a gap to allow for, you know, closure and movement there. Okay, lots of glue bits, but we're going to clean it all up. Okay. Why is this bunching all up like this? I don't like how that's not... I don't like how that is. But I think it's going to end up being okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, let's get this done. I didn't expect this to be a bumbling mess. All right. Maybe I shouldn't have done this in the mood that I was in. I mean, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just, you know, been laying around sick for a week now, and I'm tired of it. See, I want that closer. Like that. Cut off some of these. See, now this side, it's far away from it too. You know what I think it is that this book is very thick, so when I do this, it requires more space. Maybe, I don't know, but it's on there now, so that's where it's going to stay. Okay. Now I'm going to glue the inside of the fabric here, inside of the spine. I'm just pulling this up. Nice and tight onto the spine. And this is, again, why is this giving me such a problem here? I don't know. Sometimes these things go very smoothly, and then other times they don't want to cooperate. All right. But it's okay. It's good. It's all good. This is going to be beautiful when I'm done with it. Wait and see. I know you're thinking, good God, Mary, you're trying to teach us something? It is not a tutorial. This is a craft along, and just to show you what not to do. Yeah. Sometimes when you watch other crafters, you learn what not to do. Do you ever watch somebody and then you're yelling at them? You're like, no, don't do it like that. Do it like this. I do that all the time. I'm watching somebody, I'm watching how they're doing it, and I'm like, oh, wait, you don't have to do it that way. Do it this way. It'll work better. That's probably what you're all doing right now. You're probably all saying, no, Mary, that's not, you can do it better. I know. I can. This is not my best work right here. This is not. Why has this got a wrinkle in it like that? Oh my goodness. Yeah. But it's okay. Like I said, it's going to end up beautiful. You watch and see. It will. I have confidence in my own crafting abilities. Now, I know you're saying, but you wanted the frayed edge. I'm going to fray it. I'm just trying to get it all cleaned up for the moment here. Alright, so I'm going to just put a little bit more glue right along the edge here. Just to get this down all the way to the edge. And when that's dry, I will fray the end of this to make it look very nice. All right. See, the spine is nice and smooth. Got some clunks of glue on it, but those will wipe off. I don't like that, though. Maybe when it's all done and frayed, it'll look better. All right, but we're not done yet. We are not done yet. So, you can see these edges. They're uneven, they're a little rough. They got glue showing. We're going to fix that. I have some trim. I've been organizing my laces and trims recently. Oh my gosh, what a project that is. Probably something I should not have tried to start. And I'm going to put this right here. And on top of it, I'm going to put this, I think. Although I like that. That looks really nice. Do I need this on it? Yay or nay? Yay, nay. Yay, I'm going to do it. I like it. And same over here. I'm debating what I want to do on the inside, though. I didn't think that far ahead. I'll probably get some rickrack or something and put it on the inside. Or some seam binding. Alright, so for gluing this down, I find that the clear glue works a bit better. Sometimes, depending on the fabrics or what you're gluing it to or something, it just doesn't want to hold with the white glue. I don't know why. Like, fabric seems fine, but some of the trims just don't seem to want to stay. So I find that the clear glue works better for me. I need a paper towel. I didn't time the video. I should have. Again, I forgot. So hopefully it won't be too long. I don't have my papers picked out yet, so we won't be putting in the signatures, of course, this time. I'll do that in the next video. Maybe I'll just do it on my own and then show you. I might do that because this is turned into quite the little disaster here. But you know, no, it's not a disaster because it's coming out really nice. I think it's coming out nice. I just, you know, I love the vintage look on things, and some of my journals are most definitely got a vintage look to them. But boy, I love my bright colors too. It's so cheerful. It's so it makes me happy. The bright colors do. I don't know, some people might think it's a little gaudy or something. I don't think so. I think it's fun. This was a whole roll of trim that I found 2 rolls of this trim. One's in pink and one is in blue. And I think I paid $1 a roll. And this stuff is going to last me forever. I have no idea. Yeah, I paid $1. I have no idea how many yards is on this. Well, it originally was 144 yards, so I'm going to say close to 144 yards was on there. That's a lot of trim. I'll never use it all. What do you think? I like it. Alright, this is probably a boring video. Watching me glue. That's all I'm doing. That's all you need to do when you're making a journal. Just keep gluing. Keep on gluing. Okay, there is the outside of my journal. I'm going to cover that up with something. I'm not sure what. And then the spine will have the signatures stitching showing. And there's the back. I'm going to trim these edges once that dries. Now, the inside, do I want to use the same? Let's see. I like it, but I won't put this other trim on it if I use this. But how will that look over here? Yeah, I like that. I got my arm in the way. Sorry. I'm going with it. I'm just going with it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Very pretty. Well, that used up a good chunk of that trim. That's good. So on this back part, I want to put a pocket. There's a part on here I want to just cover up with a pocket. It's the part that says Best Friends February. That doesn't have any meaning to me. I don't have a best friend. My best friend recently ditched me for new friends, and I feel a little bitter about it. So I'm going to cover that up because it makes me feel bad. And I don't like to feel bad. And this is a happy journal because it's all about the happy mail. And look at all my glue. Oh my goodness. I have so much glue on my fingers. And this is all about the happy mail. So I want no unhappy references or reminders of anything. So that's going to be the first thing to get covered up. And I will be very leery of friends in the future, so-called friends, because I don't know, they just seem to, everybody does their own thing, which is fine, but it causes hurt and resentment, and that's not what friends should do. You know, friends should be there for each other. And my best friend is my husband. He is my absolute best friend in the whole wide world. He's the only person in the world who gets me. He's the only person in the world who loves me unconditionally. Besides my kids and grandkids, of course. So, I don't need no fake best friend. I have a real one. That's my husband. Right? Right. Alright, so here's the inside. And what I'm going to do, these will get trimmed off once everything is dry. But I want to put a pocket over here. And I'm going to use some of this leftover paper from the front. And it's going to go right there. And that's absolutely perfect. Scissors. Where's my other scissors? I don't know where they are. What? Oh, I know where they're out in the other room. I don't know if these cut. I'm learning how to cut a straight line. I've been practicing. I'm getting better at it. That's not perfect, but I'm getting better. It helps to be able to cut a straight line without digging out the cutter. Making just a little thumbnail there, and I'm going to round the corners just to give it a little bit of interest. And I am going to go ahead and ink this just to help it stand out a little bit. This paper does have a little bit of vintage looking in the background, so I don't mind vintage. I do like vintage. And if I can combine vintage and bright together, that's perfect for me. Which is, I feel, what I'm doing here. Combining the vintage and the bright. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. See, have no fear. When you're working on something, you're putting something together, you're looking at all the little details. And sometimes if it's not like perfect, it can bog you down. So you have to move past the little imperfect and continue on. And in the end, those little imperfects aren't going to make one bit of difference. Like, I'm not going to look at this every time I use it and say, well, I should have done this fabric a little wider, or, you know, I'm not even going to think about that stuff. It's not even going to register in my mind that it wasn't perfect. There we go. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to put on the front yet, like right here, the front cover, but I will come up with something. I could always use a piece of this and make a pocket. Should I do that? Sure. Let's do it. Let's just do that. Where'd the scissors go again? I just had them in my hand. Here they are. And I'm going to cut it right. Here. Is this double-sided? No. Okay. I didn't think it was. Yeah, I can decorate these pockets even further, which I will do at some point. I'm not going to yet, because it's just not what I'm working on today. And I don't have a plan. I don't know what I'm going to put on them. But at some point, they will get decorated even more. Now, you'll see this journal again in the future, because I will be showing you things that I put in here, things that I get in Happy Mail, things that I make. I'll put a sample of things that I make in here. So this will be popping up in future videos. And what I'm going to do is, when I put the pages in, I don't know if I'm going to do that on a video or not. We'll see. I might not, but I might. I don't know. What was I going to say? I don't know what I was just going to say. Couldn't have been important. Yeah, I'm kind of out of sorts today. All right, so there's that. I'm going to trim this trim on the bottom. I'm not sure. I wish I could get this a little straighter, but that's all right. Boy, that's kind of a mess, isn't it? Yeah, I got to do something. If I fray it, I think it'll look okay. Let me trim up this other side first. The glue is still tacky on these, so I'm a little hesitant to cut them, because whenever you cut them and the glue is still tacky, they don't seem to cut well. But that looks good. That looks really good. It's just this bottom part here. There. If I fray it, I think that'll look good. I think I will like that look. And it won't fray too much because it's glued. Yep. I like it. Inside looks pretty good. This here needs to be glued down a little bit. So once you get everything glued down and put where you want it, then when you look over it, you'll see little bits and parts like that that need a little bit of extra glue, maybe a little trim or clip here and there to get it to its finished piece. There, I like that. I like it a lot. I just have to figure out what I want to do here. And see, it's nice and it's got a 2.5 inch spine, so that's going to be nice and thick to hold. It can get chunky. I think that'll be good. I'm going to put 3 signatures in it. I have a plan. The last signature, the last half of the last signature is going to be where I keep addresses and stuff, so that when I'm flipping through it in the future on camera, I just don't have to go to that section. And that'll be the section that doesn't get shown because of the addresses. I noticed in the last one, I had addresses like kind of in the middle, and as I was showing it, the addresses would pop up and I'd have to cover them. I don't want to have to worry about that, so I'll just have a section at the end for the addresses, and I just won't go there when I'm showing it. And I think that'll work out really good. And I'm just so happy with it now. You know, it's a little bit of a struggle when you're doing it, but when it's done, it's beautiful. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned what not to do and what to do. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.